Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again today at Re-Written Vintage Rescue. And if you remember a couple of videos back, we talked about biodegradable peat pots. Not really made out of peat, though. They're made out of cardboard that comes in egg cartons. And I asked you guys to start saving your egg cartons so we didn't have to spend a lot of money buying pots or peat pots to put in the garden. We want something that's going to really nurture the ground and is going to be biodegradable. So if you remember, we took the old cardboard egg cartons and you just tear them into little bits, little strips. Now there are certain parts of this process that may seem lengthy and tedious, and you're going to wonder if it's worth all the work. And I'm here to tell you it is. Because what I want you to do when you do these types of projects around your house, your homestead, your apartment, wherever you live, I want you to take the time to really enjoy what's going on, to relax, to smell things, to see things, to feel things, and let that pressure of your life just flow right out of you. When I hold this cardboard, I think of all the great things that are going to grow out of it. So take your time, little pieces, and just look out the window, look at the trees, smell your kitchen, be happy that you're healthy. Don't think about the gas prices. That's why we need to be doing things like this, folks. We can't be relying on the government. It's going to get worse. So we need to keep honing our skills. So after you get these broken into little pieces, such as this, you're going to cover them with water. Okay, I don't want to spill it, but yeah, it's covered with water. You're going to leave that in there for about 24 hours. 48 hours doesn't hurt anything because this is thick cardboard. You want it to soak up the water. Now, when you take it out, you drain it, it's going to be just wet chunks. But what we're wanting is a pulp. We want a paper mache pulp that we can form into different things. So after you've drained the water, you're going to put it in your blender. This is a slow process too because this is awful thick to be putting in a blender. But that's okay. Just take your time. Squeeze out a little bit of the excess water, but you want to keep it really damp. Now, I've seen some recipes where they add flour at this point. You can't do that to this type of cardboard. I think you can do it to paper, but not to this. It dries it out too much. So we're just going to push it down around the blades there. I don't put my top on my blender because I'm going to be putting more in and stirring it, more in and stirring it. You know, it doesn't splash. So I'm just going to put it on chop. And then I'm going to push it around the blades a little bit. And then I'm going to chop again. And then when I take it out, I'm going to have a pulp, a cardboard pulp. I already did quite a bit of it over here. So I'm going to get it out from under my blades here. Move this out of the way. I have a pretty good pan here. Start saving these, everyone, for anything, a pie, a dish. If you can get them cheap at the dollar store, if you can find them at thrift stores, grab them up. We're going to need them for the garden. Okay, so now we have our pulp. I have found, I think there's 12 of these plastic cups at the dollar store. So for 12, it's $1. Now, typically peat pots are little and they just don't work for me because when I plant my plants and they start to grow, the weather may not be ready for me to come out yet and start planting those when the seeds are ready. So I prefer a bigger pot so I can plant my seeds. Now here in my area, I've got it down to about the 15th. So on the 15th of May, I'll start planting things out in the garden, but I'm going to start them seed now, but I still want to wait another week. Okay, so I'm going to get these kinds of cups, and then I cut them off to the size that I want, and I'm going to reuse these cups over and over. So I take the pulp and I just stick it down in there, push it down with my hand so it's nice and flat. This is like what I talked last time. Remember, we used to, in school, we used to take balloons and things, make paper mache and cover it and decorate it like a piñata and then fill it with things and pop it. It's just like that. See? So things like this, it's fun. You get to be a kid again. Now, it's easy if you hold your cup this way to do the sides. So let's hold it sideways. Press it down with your fingers. Just keep going all the way around. Now, if you find it's not sticking together very well, add a little more water to it. This is sticking pretty good though. See? Now I'm going to go all the way around the cup. Are you guys having a nice day today? Is it pretty where you live? Look at this. Sun is shining. It started off really, really rainy this morning, and I thought we were going to have a gloomy day, but no. Turned out really pretty. Okay, so you're going to go all the way around your little cup. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to do this, but you would go all the way around. Then after you're done, you're going to let it dry. Typically, if you have a sunny day, take it outside. You know, it'll dry faster. If you're still in a climate where it's a little moist, you can use blow dryer. Okay, but you want to give it a couple days, 2 to 3 days to dry really well. Now, that's what these are. I did these already, and they're dried well. Now, when they're really good and dry, they should just come right out. So this one must be a little damp yet. Yep. So if they're a little damp, you're going to take your scissors and just cut down the side. Give it a little leeway there. And then pop it out. And you have a nice little pot. This one, let's try this one. See if it's dry enough to pop out. Yep. Came right out. And there you go. So far I've got quite a few. Now I like to spend the month of March making my pots. And then at the end of the month, that's when I start planting my seeds in them. Now you can trim if you want them to look nice, doesn't matter. You can trim off the top so that they're all level when you put them in the ground. When you water these, when you fill them up to dirt as high, fill them up with dirt as high as you want, put your seeds in. And I just take a spray bottle, spray them really well. You don't want to flood them because your pot's going to fall apart. You want your pot to stay intact until you get it in the dirt. This is a good time too. You can put your kitchen recyclables, your coffee, leftover coffee grounds, your eggshells in the bottom of these and feed your plants at the same time. So I hope you're going to try this. I think it's so neat to take something and turn it into something useful like this. These things are great anyway. You can use them for crafts. You can use them on the homestead for different things. You can use them to hold things. Don't throw them away. Hang on to them. You're going to find lots of uses for them. My seeds, I just have an old box that I save my seeds in. Now, some seeds do better when you direct sow them into the garden. Other seeds you can start in pots and they do fine. What I'll start in my pots are like my cucumbers do really well. Sunflowers do really well. Tomatoes do really well. I didn't have luck with melons, as I told you before in another video. But at corn, you direct sow into the ground, and you'll learn as you go. It'll also tell you on the back of your packet. These are all, and I just got these at the dollar store, these little envelopes. So I dried my seeds last year. And also something too, they didn't all come from my yard. If I'm at a friend's house, if I'm at the bank, if I'm at McDonald's, wherever I'm at, if they have a plant I like, I'm going to get out and nip off a little bud. They don't care. Nip off a bud, bring it home, let it dry real good, take your thumb, and the seeds will just fall right off. There's no need in buying a brand new plant, a whole plant, for $8 to $20 when you can have the seeds the year before. Just dry them out real well and then plant them the next year. So I have sunflowers here that I'm going to put in my pots. I have marigolds. My marigolds did beautiful last year. They were huge. And then I have Indian corn that I saved the seeds. You have to dry this real good before you put it in the ground. But I encourage you to do that. Start saving seeds. Start making your own pots. Recycle in the kitchen. And it'll be so rewarding for you when they start sprouting out of the ground. Last night, I started thinking of why doing things like this makes my life better. And, well, for lots of reasons. It makes me calmer. It makes me feel more productive, keeps me busy, makes me feel like I'm helping the earth, makes me feel like I'm helping my family and myself. But I wanted to think of some other things that you could do today, and I could start today, that would make our lives better. So I started thinking of things last night, and I made a list of 10, and I wanted to share them with you. And we can all do this together. Some of these I do already. Some of them I need to really work on, so I'm hoping you guys can help me. The first one is to unfollow people on social media who bring you down. That sounds so easy, but why is it so hard? But I tell you, especially in today's political climate, you're not going to change anyone's opinion. They do their own research. They feel about things the way they feel about them. It does you no good to try to talk them over to your way of thinking. To keep your blood pressure down, to keep you sane, and to keep you off the computer, arguing with people, limit the people who maybe don't share the same values, same thoughts as you. You can still be friends with them. You can still talk to them on the phone. You can still go out to lunch with them. You can still work with them, still go for walks with them, but you don't have to read their opinions that make your blood rise, okay? So unfollow people who bring you down. There's some people that are on social media that share everything. And some of it isn't very happy news. So, you have your own life, you have your own family. That's who you need to take care of first. The second thing is drink enough fluids. I don't do that. And by fluids, I don't mean Diet Coke. Guilty. Water. Drink more water. If you're suffering from headaches, if you're lethargic, any body aches, things like that, you'd be surprised how much water can really help. So try to drink some more fluids, and I'm going to do that too. As a matter of fact, in a couple of days, we're going to do a video on different drinks that you can make right here in the home that are either free or very, very inexpensive. So I'm going to try to wean myself off the Diet Coke and start drinking things that are a little more healthy and might give me a little more energy. The third thing is spend time with animals if you have them. They take animals into nursing homes. They take them into, they have different places where people who have been through traumatic experiences, PTSD, things like that, they bring the animals in because it's been proven that it calms you down. It lowers your heart rate. And it makes you quit thinking about the future. It brings you back into the now. So if you don't have an animal, go borrow your neighbor's. Ask them if you can pet their dog. Ask them if you can hold their cat. There's a place not too far from us that lets you snuggle with donkeys. And I think it's only like $5. Find an animal. Volunteer at a rescue. Help your neighbor who has horses. Ask them if you can help brush one day a week. But get around an animal, if you really want to get closer to God, you want to find an animal really quick. Number 4, go outside. Which has been really hard because I work from home. I've been working from home ever since this pandemic. So I'm in my seat for 8 hours a day in front of the computer. But when that 8 hours is up, I'm out of here. I'm out in the yard. I'm taking Marshall for a walk. I'm going for a drive, looking out at the countryside. Won't be doing that now the gas is so high. But get outside. And when you're out there, feel something, smell something, touch something, look at something, and really watch it. Something I found out about myself this past year during the pandemic, I didn't realize that if you, and this, I hope this doesn't sound nutty, trees talk. If you're quiet enough and the wind is blowing just the right way, sometimes when the wind isn't blowing, you can hear them sway. You can hear the sounds they make. And literally, they look like they're breathing. Number 5 is spend time alone. That's not a problem for me. I spend a lot of time alone. My husband's typically working. His mother is ill. He takes wonderful care of her. So I am alone quite a bit. And plus, like I said, I still work from home. So in the time that I'm alone and that you're alone, we need to make it productive. You know, that's when I do my videos. That's when I do my crafts. That's when I do my cooking. Things that I enjoy. That's when I go for a walk. And that's when you can read a book. Get to know yourself. Spend some time with yourself and start enjoying yourself. When you start enjoying yourself, other people will start enjoying you too. Go to bed earlier or take a nap. I am so guilty of this. I don't have any problem taking a nap if I can fit it in, but I have a lot of problem going to bed when I should. I'm one of those that I will stay up until my eyes, you have to peel them open. So put the book down, turn the TV off, go to bed. You're going to feel better. It's better for your memory. It's better for your health. And that and the liquids are the 2 top things on my list. Another one is exercise. Now, I'll be honest, you guys can see, I hate it. I hate exercise. Love sports. Now, if we're outside playing kickball, badminton, something that's a game, I love to do it. But to sit in front of a video and exercise or go into a class and, no. But I'll go for a walk and try to jog a little bit, and I work out my yard and play games, and that I can do. So if you're not even doing that much, try. Just try. If you're like me and you don't want to put on the tights and, give it your all, do like me and just do something. Let's try to get healthy. We can feel better about ourselves, maybe live a little longer. All right, number 8. Do something for Mother Earth or for someone else. Now, hey, with these pea pots, we're doing something for Mother Earth, aren't we? We're nurturing the ground. All right, do something for her. Pull some weeds. Trim back some plants if they need it. Pick up trash. Marshall and I, when we go walking, we take it. I know, we do. We shouldn't do it during age of COVID, but I'm sorry, I cannot walk by trash and let it lay. So make sure that you are picking up trash if you can. Do something nice for Mother Earth. If you can't do that, do something nice for someone else. That's easy to do. Give them a compliment. Some people never hear compliments. Give them a compliment. You'd be surprised how that can just totally change someone's day. Number 9 is declutter. Things can weigh you down. Totally weigh you down. And you would be surprised how good you feel when you've given something to someone else and they can use it. They don't have to buy it. Or you just have kept something out of your way so that you've cleared your space. It's airier. Things are cleaner. You just feel better. Keep what you love. Get rid of the rest. Keep what you can use. Get rid of the rest. Keep what you have 2 and 3 of and bless somebody else. But start clearing your space. Declutter. You'd be surprised how wonderful it makes you feel. The last thing that I had was learn something new. I think we all have a motto. I think we could have a motto about ourselves. Mine is that you should always have something to look forward to. To me, without that, there's no reason getting out of bed, is there? If all I'm going to do is go to work, sit at a computer for 8 hours a day, what's the point? You have to have something to look forward to. Now, that doesn't have to be a vacation. Could be. That'd be wonderful. It doesn't have to be a new car. It doesn't have to be a new house. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be I'm going to lunch with my best friend in a couple days. It could be I'm going to spend time with my parents. Do it while you can. It could be I'm going to go shopping with my kids and we're just going to have lunch and have a good time. If you don't want to spend money, I'm going to do an art project or something with my grandkids. Have something to look forward to and learn something new. I was in my early 50s when I went back to college and got my associate's and bachelor's degree. And it was getting my education, my bachelor's degree, I can honestly say, was the most personally rewarding thing I have ever done. Number one, I didn't think I could do it. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it my whole life, but I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could find the time to do it, but I did. And then once you have a goal to learn something new and you reach it, I can't even explain how that makes you feel. You feel so accomplished. You feel like you can take on the next thing. You feel like you maybe can help somebody else from what you've learned. Somebody else wants to learn to play the guitar, you can help them. Somebody else wants to learn how to cook, you can show them how. Learn that skill. Learn how to knit. Learn how to garden. Try something new. Today's the day, folks. You really can change your life. I had one of my friends tell me one time, you really can create the life you want to live. You're not stuck. You're really not stuck. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks for coming and visiting with me. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Marshall, did you like my video? Did it give you some helpful hints? Did you learn that you should spend time every day with a human? Oh. Do you love me? Hey, you love me? Have a kiss? He's crazy about me.